There we are. We're in Vietnam. We're at a bowling alley in a mall. And adjacent to it is a KFC. KFCs are everywhere. But I know if you're my age, you're going to remember it as being Kentucky Fried Chicken before they started to abbreviate it. And then you think of Colonel Sanders. And then you think of the 11 secret herbs and spices. 11 of them to make that chicken of your youth, where you'd get a family bucket and you'd just enjoy it. But it was a secret. But not today. We're going to be making Kentucky Fried Chicken like a bastard.
Look like a bastard today.
Cloaked in mystery. 11 very secret herbs, spices, and one little bonus ingredient. Today we're going to be putting these together and showing you how to have that secret recipe that the Colonel kept so secret for so many years. So don't tell anybody about this, just between you and me, okay? So we start with 2 cups of flour, and I am going to put in 2/3 of a tablespoon of salt, 1/2 tablespoon thyme, 1/2 tablespoon basil, 1/3 tablespoon oregano, 1 tablespoon celery salt, 1 tablespoon black pepper. There is a lot in these. This is going to be very flavorful. 1 tablespoon brown mustard. I used yellow. 4 tablespoons paprika. Yes, 4 tablespoons of paprika. 2 tablespoons garlic salt. That's garlic salt. 1 tablespoon ground ginger. Check out this one. 3 tablespoons of white pepper. Well, that was your 11 herbs and spices, but actually there's a little bit more, a 1/2 teaspoon of MSG. So you pour it in there and then you mix it up. You can see just the intensity of the mix here. You know, a lot of chicken batters you make they end up being flour because there aren't all these herbs and at the quantities that these are. So I'm going to mix this up. Boy, these are very fragrant herbs as they're in here. Fresh herbs are always the best. Went to the neighborhood co-op and picked them all up for today's show. We're going to set this aside and we're going to put some buttermilk and eggs on the chicken next here on Cook Like a Bastard. So we've mixed our 11 herbs and spices plus one that is so secret they don't even count it in 11 herbs and spices. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to marinate our chicken. And I have a chicken right here that I quartered. Important thing to note though on your chicken is that you want to cut the breasts in 2 so they're not too big. I'm going to place my chicken into a Ziploc bag here just to make marinating easier. If you look at many fried chicken recipes, some of them have you marinate in the buttermilk for, like 8 hours or so. Well, if you're thinking KFC, you don't have time for that because you know it's 5 minutes down the road. You could just go there. So we're going to marinate for about a 1/2 hour. So I'm taking 1 cup of buttermilk. Buttery. And then 1 egg at room temperature. We mix those cats together. Meow. And after you have that well mixed, just pour it over your chicken. Again, I use a Ziploc bag. It's just really the easiest way to make this happen. Make sure that everything is evenly covered. So after you get everything sealed up on your Ziploc and your chicken is marinating, let it sit for about 30 minutes or so at room temperatures. You know why? Because we're marinating like a bastard. So we've let our chicken marinate in the buttermilk and egg for about a 1/2 hour or so, not that much, and we have mixed our dry ingredients and we have started our deep fryer. We put that to 350 degrees to let it heat up. So we're going to now coat our chicken I'm gonna take it here, set it in here, make sure it's all covered. Just let it here. We're gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes after we coat it. The audible sigh from our camera operator is because she saw that the wet hand got in the flour. Be careful. So make sure you drip off as much of the buttermilk that you can. Put in there. And then coat it with 11 secret herbs and spices, plus one that's so secret, the MSG. They don't even list it as the secret ones. You know it's impossible for me to be neat in an activity like this, so just bear with it. But what you're going to find out, wrong hand, right hand, whatever, it's going to be really tasty. You know why? Because you have 11 secret herbs and spices. I'll just pat a little bit on here. If you see any places you may have missed. You have to let this sit here for about 20 minutes, and I have to wash my hands and then wipe them off with the Sous Chef Scarf, which you can get at Clab Studio Shop. What a good deal, huh? Here and cook like a bastard. We've left our coated chicken rest for about 20 minutes. We've heated up our deep fryer to 350 degrees. Now we're going to bring the two of these things together. I'm going to put 3 or 4 pieces in here. You want to give it a little bit of space so you don't crowd the chicken in the deep fryer. So we'll figure out that when we get in there. And you're going to let it sit in here for probably 15 to 18 minutes because you want to make sure that the internal temperature is at least 165 degrees. So slowly put this in because you don't want it sticking. You want this to be golden brown and cooked. It looks like my chicken is completely submerged in the oil, so you might not need to turn it, but you're occasionally going to want to shake it. So I checked the temperature after about 12 minutes and it was done. These are kind of small chicken pieces, so your time may vary, so check your temperature. I let it drain in the basket just a little bit, but look at this chicken. Look at how beautiful golden it is. This is amazing. We're letting the temperature heat up again, and I can't wait to taste this. What an exciting day. This is great, it smells good, and we're making Kentucky Fried Chicken here on Cook Like a Colonel. We just finished the second batch, and this one took longer than the first one because the pieces were bigger. So make sure your chicken is done. You know, measure, you got your trusty thermometer here, and let you know that it's at least 165 degrees. But I've been waiting for this moment for about a week since we thought about doing this show. Finally get to taste to see if it really is like the Kentucky Fried Chicken of my youth. Take a leg here. Mmm. Hear that crunch? Chicken is juicy, flavorful, and it had 11 secret herbs and spices, plus one extra. Well, this is on my bucket list, at least a bucket of chicken, and it was great. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, all those things, and we'll be back next time on Cook Like a Bastard.